XRP Future Millionaire. It's October 7th, 2022 here on this Friday at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Consider this a public service announcement. So I typically talk about XRP and crypto or the lawsuit or the ISO, but this is something that really needs to be said. So if you have not bought any gold and silver or precious metals, and you live in the USA especially, just hear me out. So gold and silver, yes, I understand it's down around $1,700 an ounce and $20 per ounce for silver. But right now they're basically giving it away. And what I mean by that is the US dollar is overinflated. It's up over 112 spot, I think 20 this morning once again. And I believe it's on its way to capitulate up to about 120. And what it's going to do is wash the rest of the currencies across the world. So while the US dollar is inflating, the pound and the CAD and the yuan and all these other foreign currencies are deflating. So right now it's making the US dollar look more stable than it is. And the reason they're doing that is because we're in a high time of inflation in the USA, but the world reserve currency is in US dollars. So when you have to buy petrol and you have to buy things around the world, the US dollar is basically printing money so that we can buy whatever we want in the States, but it's costing everybody around the world more money. Well, in times of high inflation and continuing to keep the printing presses going, that leads to hyperinflation. Well, with hyperinflation, there's no safe haven. Even gold and silver is going down a little bit here. But right now, because the US dollar is so overinflated, so at a 112 spot plus, the price of gold and silver is around $1,700 for gold, $20 an ounce for silver. Well, if the price of gold and silver was at its real price, and let's say the US dollar goes back down to 90, 95, 85 or worse, because I believe the US dollar is gonna, this is it, the US dollar is going to die after this, and we're not going to be the world reserve currency for the rest of our lifetimes. At some point we're going back to the gold standard, and the US will not be the world reserve currency, so you need to get ahead. This is something you can do now. With the US dollar so overinflated, it would cost you $3,000 or $4,000 for an ounce of gold when it goes back down to the proper ratio for the US dollar currency index. Just understand that if you are not getting ahead, you're going to be in so much trouble down the road. And yes, I understand the crypto, the ISOs, having XRP, but gold and silver and precious metals, silver especially right now, it's still at like 83-to-1 gold to silver ratio. So right now there's a premium on silver. You're not always going to be able to buy these. The rest of the world, the banks around the world and countries are storing gold and silver. Ask yourself why. Ask yourself why. Get ahead. Take this seriously.